The man who went from sleeping in the projects to million-dollar mansions with Whitney Houston just opened up about his lifestyle. And you won't believe what he's doing now. Bobby Brown's life has been one crazy ride from broke to rich, back to broke, and now building it all again. We're talking private jets, luxury cars, mansions, designer clothes, wild parties with the biggest celebrities, and a lifestyle most people only dream about. But we're also talking about losing it all and having to start over. Today I'm taking you inside Bobby Brown's real lifestyle, from the streets of Boston to the top of the world and back. Trust me, this story has more twists than a roller coaster. Let's start with where Bobby came from because you need to understand just how far this man climbed. Bobby was born on February 5, 1969 in Boston, Massachusetts. But he wasn't born in some nice suburban house with a white picket fence. No, Bobby grew up in the Orchard Park projects in Roxbury. This was one of the roughest, most dangerous neighborhoods you could imagine. The projects are basically government housing for poor families, and Bobby's family was struggling hard. His mom Carol was a substitute teacher. His dad Herbert worked construction when he could find jobs. And they had 8 kids to feed. Imagine growing up with 7 brothers and sisters in a tiny apartment where there's never enough food, never enough space, and never enough money. Bobby watched other kids walk around with nice shoes and new clothes while he wore hand-me-downs and whatever his family could afford. He and his friends would sometimes steal things from stores just to have what everyone else had. That's the kind of poverty we're talking about. The kind where you go to bed hungry. The kind where you feel embarrassed to invite friends over because you don't have anything. That was Bobby's childhood lifestyle. But even as a poor kid in the projects, Bobby had big dreams. When he was 3 years old, his parents took him to see James Brown perform in Boston. Little Bobby watched this man on stage wearing flashy clothes, commanding thousands of people, living like a king. That moment changed everything. Bobby looked at James Brown's lifestyle and said, "That's what I want. I want the money, the fame, the respect, everything." Music became his escape from poverty. Fast forward to 1983. Bobby was only 14 years old when his group New Edition released their first album Candy Girl. Almost overnight, these boys from the projects became famous. Suddenly Bobby was making money. Not a lot at first, but more than he'd ever seen. He started buying things he'd always wanted. New sneakers, nice clothes, chain necklaces. For a kid who grew up with nothing, even having $100 felt like being rich. The group started touring, staying in hotels, eating at restaurants. Bobby was experiencing a lifestyle he'd only dreamed about. But here's the crazy part. Despite New Edition selling millions of records and doing sold-out shows, Bobby says he barely made any money. He claims that after all that success, he only got about $500 in a VCR. Their manager and record label were taking almost everything. So even though Bobby looked like he was living good, he was basically still broke. That's when he decided to go solo. He wanted the full lifestyle, the real money, and he was willing to risk everything to get it. In 1988, when Bobby released Don't Be Cruel, everything changed. I'm talking about real money now. The album sold over 12 million copies worldwide. It was the best-selling album of 1989. Bobby went from making $500 to making millions. Millions. His lifestyle completely transformed almost overnight. At 19 years old, Bobby Brown was living like a king. He bought his first real house. He bought luxury cars, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, whatever he wanted. He started wearing expensive designer clothes, Versace, Gucci, all the top brands. He got gold chains, diamond rings, expensive watches. Bobby was dripping in jewelry. He went on a world tour that lasted 2 years. We're talking private jets flying from city to city, 5-star hotels in every country, the best restaurants, VIP treatment everywhere he went. Backstage at his concerts, there would be parties with celebrities, models, and champagne flowing all night. Bobby was living the ultimate rock star lifestyle. He had money to burn and he was burning it. Club hopping, partying until sunrise, buying drinks for everyone. When you're young, rich, and famous, the world is yours. And Bobby was taking full advantage. His performances became legendary not just for the music, but for the lifestyle they represented. Bobby would roll up to venues in expensive cars. He'd have an entourage of people with him. Security guards, managers, friends, hangers-on. Everyone wanted to be around Bobby because when you were with him, you were living the high life. He'd throw after parties that would last for days. The stories from those parties are wild. Celebrities everywhere, endless alcohol, and Bobby right in the center of it all. By the early 90s, Bobby was one of the biggest stars in the world. His lifestyle reflected that. He owned multiple properties. He had homes in different cities so he could live comfortably wherever his career took him. He bought his mom a house because he remembered growing up poor and wanted to take care of his family. That's something Bobby always did. No matter how much he was spending on himself, he made sure his family was taken care of. He bought cars for his siblings. He helped pay bills. He spread the wealth around because he knew what it was like to have nothing. Then came 1992, and Bobby's lifestyle went to a whole different level. He married Whitney Houston. Now think about this. Whitney was the biggest female singer on the planet. She was making even more money than Bobby. When they got together, they became one of the richest couples in entertainment. Their combined wealth was massive. They bought a mansion together in New Jersey. We're not talking about a regular house. This was a sprawling estate with multiple bedrooms, a pool, tennis courts, everything you can imagine. The mansion was worth millions. Their lifestyle as a couple was insane. They would vacation in the most expensive places, Caribbean islands, European cities, luxury resorts. They'd fly first class or on private jets. They'd shop at the most exclusive stores. Whitney loved designer clothes and shoes, and she had closets full of them. Bobby loved cars and jewelry, and he kept buying more. They'd throw parties at their mansion with hundreds of guests. Other celebrities, musicians, actors, everyone wanted to be at a Bobby and Whitney party. In 1993, they had their daughter Bobby Christina, and they spoiled her like crazy. Designer baby clothes, the best toys, a nursery that looked like something from a magazine. They wanted their daughter to have everything they didn't have growing up. Bobby was making money from his music, from touring, from endorsements. Whitney was making even more from her albums and movies. At their peak, Bobby and Whitney's combined net worth was probably somewhere between $50 to $80 million. They were living a lifestyle most people can't even imagine. But here's where things started to go wrong. With all that money and fame came pressure. Bobby and Whitney started partying too hard. The alcohol and drugs became a regular part of their lifestyle. They'd have wild nights that turned into wild weeks. Stories started coming out about their behavior. Bobby got arrested multiple times for drunk driving and drug possession. Each arrest came with legal fees, bail money, and fines. The lifestyle was starting to cost them more than just money. It was costing their reputation, their health, and their happiness. Bobby's career started slowing down in the mid-90s. He wasn't selling albums like he used to. His concerts weren't selling out. The money wasn't flowing in like before, but the spending didn't stop. Bobby and Whitney kept living like they were making millions even when they weren't. They kept the big house, the expensive cars, the lavish parties. They were burning through money faster than they were making it. Add in the drug addiction, and their lifestyle became unsustainable. In 2005, they did a reality show called Being Bobby Brown. The show was supposed to show people their glamorous lifestyle, but instead it showed how much things had fallen apart. Cameras followed them around, and what people saw was shocking. The mansion wasn't as perfect as it seemed. Their relationship was messy. They were arguing and fighting. Bobby's behavior was erratic. The show only lasted one season because it was too real, too raw. It damaged both of their images even more. By 2006, when Whitney filed for divorce, Bobby's lifestyle had hit rock bottom. The mansion was gone. The luxury cars were repossessed or sold. The jewelry was pawned. Bobby was broke. All those millions he'd made, all that success, and he had almost nothing to show for it. He was living in much smaller places, struggling to pay bills, dealing with legal problems, and fighting addiction. From private jets to barely getting by, Bobby's fall was as dramatic as his rise. After the divorce, Bobby tried to rebuild. He'd do small concerts here and there, making a few $1,000s, nothing like the millions he used to make. He'd appear on reality TV shows because they'd pay him. He did Celebrity Fit Club, Real Husbands of Hollywood, whatever would bring in money. It wasn't glamorous, but it kept him afloat. He was living a regular lifestyle now. Normal apartment, normal car, just trying to survive. The rock star lifestyle was over, then tragedy struck. Whitney died in 2012. Bobby's daughter Bobby Christina died in 2015. His son Bobby JRB died in 2020, 3 deaths in 8 years. Bobby has said that losing his children was worse than losing all the money, all the fame, all the success. Those losses made him reevaluate everything about his life and his lifestyle. He realized he needed to change or he'd end up dead too. That's where Alicia Etheridge comes in. Bobby married Alicia in 2012, and she completely changed his lifestyle. Alicia is a manager in the music industry. She's smart with money, she's organized, and she doesn't let Bobby make stupid decisions. She helped him get sober. She helped him manage his finances better. She encouraged him to make smarter choices about his career and his life. Bobby says Alicia saved him, and he's not exaggerating. Today, Bobby's lifestyle is completely different from the wild 90s. He's not living in a mansion, but he has a nice, comfortable home. He's not driving around in a fleet of luxury cars, but he has reliable vehicles. He's not wearing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry every day, but he looks good and takes care of himself. Bobby's net worth today is estimated at around $2 million. That's way less than what he had at his peak, but it's stable money that he's managing responsibly. Bobby and Alicia have built a family-focused lifestyle. They have 3 kids together, Cassius, Bodie, and Hendrix. Bobby is also close with his other children. He spends his time going to his kids' school events, celebrating birthdays, having family dinners. He posts photos on social media showing his family at graduations, holidays, and just hanging out together. This is the lifestyle that makes Bobby happy now. Not the parties, not the excess, but the simple joy of being with people he loves. Bobby still makes money from his music. His classic songs still get played on the radio and streaming services, bringing in royalties every month. He still tours with New Edition when they do reunion shows. Those tours can make him hundreds of thousands of dollars. In 2022, he went on tour with RBM, a smaller version of New Edition. Fans still come out to see him perform the hits they grew up with. Bobby charges for appearances and speaking engagements where he talks about his life and his journey. Each appearance can pay anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 depending on the event. Bobby also got into business to create more income streams. He started Bobby Brown Foods, which sells barbecue sauces and seasonings. He loves to cook, and he turned that passion into a business. The products are sold online and in some stores. It's not making him millions, but it's steady income. He and Alicia also launched Regenerate Wellness, a CBD wellness company. CBD products are popular right now for health and relaxation, and Bobby and Alicia believe in them. They promote the products on social media and sell them online. Bobby has done reality TV shows in recent years too. In 2021, he was on The Masked Singer, which brought him back into the spotlight. In 2022, he aired the shows about his life, biography Bobby Brown and Bobby Brown Every Little Step. These shows paid him and introduced him to a new generation of fans. Every project adds to his income and keeps his lifestyle comfortable. Bobby and Alicia are smart about real estate too. They've invested in properties that generate rental income. They're not flipping houses or building a real estate empire, but they're making smart investments that provide steady money. Bobby learned from his past mistakes when he spent everything and saved nothing. Now he's thinking about the future, about his kids' education, about retirement, about building something that lasts. Bobby's current lifestyle also includes giving back. He founded the Bobby Christina Serenity House to help people dealing with domestic violence. He uses his own story to help others. He speaks at events about addiction and recovery. He's open about his struggles because he wants people to learn from his mistakes. This part of his lifestyle gives him purpose beyond just making money and being famous. On a typical day now, Bobby wakes up in his home with his family. He has breakfast with his wife and kids. He might work on his music or his businesses. He goes to the gym to stay healthy. He spends time with his children, helping with homework or just playing. He has dinner with his family. This is a normal, stable lifestyle. It's not glamorous like the 90s, but it's real and it's sustainable. Bobby isn't partying every night. He's not drinking or doing drugs. He's living a sober, healthy, family-focused life. Bobby still enjoys some luxuries. He and Alicia travel sometimes, taking family vacations. They eat at nice restaurants. They buy nice things for themselves and their kids. But it's all within their means. They're not spending money they don't have. They're not trying to look richer than they are. They're living comfortably and responsibly. That's the biggest change in Bobby's lifestyle, the responsibility. When Bobby looks back at his life, he sees two different versions of himself. The young Bobby who had all the money and fame, but was miserable and addicted. And the current Bobby who has less money but more peace, less fame but more happiness. He said in interviews that he wouldn't trade his current lifestyle for anything. He has love, he has family, he has purpose. That's worth more than any mansion or luxury car. Bobby Brown's lifestyle journey is a lesson for everyone. He showed us that you can come from nothing and make it to the top. He also showed us that money and fame don't guarantee happiness. He lost almost everything but found a way to rebuild. Today, at 55 years old, Bobby is living proof that it's never too late to change your life. His lifestyle now might not be as flashy as it was in the 90s, but it's real, it's healthy, and it's exactly what he needs. Drop a comment and tell me what you think about Bobby's incredible lifestyle transformation.